Welcome everyone. Don't mind my helmet head, please. I just got back from roller derby practice and I'm looking how I'm looking at the moment. That you guys on the podcast are probably like, I thought being on the podcast I would be safe from the visuals. Luckily both of you are safe from my smell right now. But anyway, I wanted to come on here real fast and talk about this thought that I had on the drive back from practice, and also just kind of wanted to come on here like right now rather than change or whatever, so I can just kind of show off that like, yeah, I am actually on roller derby. I have a bout coming up really soon, so I just wanted to like casually boast about it and then just casually be blunt that I'm casually boasting about it. Yeah, I've actually been on roller derby for like about 3 years now, or maybe even over 3 years. I can't remember, to be honest. Somewhere in that area. And I just never really talk about it, which is kind of weird, and that's kind of what I was going to talk about, is the fact that I never talk about it. I think it's important for us to all have 3 different facets of hobbies of sorts. Like, you need to have something that you get paid for, something that you just genuinely enjoy doing, and that that you should enjoy doing all of them. Okay, one that you get paid for, one that makes you smarter, and one that makes you what is it? Oh, fit, smarter, and I'm forgetting. You could just repeat it in the comments. Was it creative? Fit, smarter. Oh, paid. Oh my gosh. Okay, because mermaiding for me is my hobby that I get paid for. I get paid to mermaid, and it's a hobby for sure. I mean, it's a job, but it's also a hobby. I do it for fun. And then, so that's, yeah. Mermaiding is paid. A hobby that makes me fit is derby. Makes me very fit. And then a hobby that makes me smarter, I consider all of the different facets of my business, like my writing, my blogs, or my writing of just things like that. Like the whole business in and of itself. I think having your own business it's a job, but again, I feel like it's kind of a hobby because it does make me smarter. I mean, daily. So there's that. Anyway, where was I going with that? Yeah, basically just wanted to say, like, I'm actually on roller derby. I don't really talk about it. It's not really something that I feel like is my entire, it's an identity. It's like a facet of my identity, but it's not like my entire identity, because I know like so many people who do roller derby, it is their identity. Nobody knows them by their real name except their derby name type thing. It's literally on Facebook. Their name on Facebook is their derby name, like that level of their identity, and that is so not me. So it's not really something that I bring up, but yeah, I am on derby and it's fun. So anyway, where was I going with that? I was thinking on the way home about, I've been thinking a lot of things about derby, actually. Why am I stalling this? I'm trying to just kind of like extend this episode. One thing that's been interesting about derby is, let me just like really do this long drum roll build up before I get to the actual point that I was trying to get at. Practices have been kind of intense lately, and it's something that I go back to a lot with being on derby, is because it's not so much something that like I am so passionate about. It's just something that I do. It's hard for me, I guess, in some respects, to find the motivation, because I'm like, this is something I'm not that passionate about. Like I show up, I put in the work, but it's also not like, it's not making me money, so I really don't have that much investment into it. Like, on some respect, I don't know, attachment, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's like a 9-to-5 job. I enjoy it sometimes. I'm like, why am I even here? Anyway, but it's been really, really, I think, good for me and challenging for me to have this commitment that I have to show up. I have to be dependable. I have to put in the work. I have to work together as a team. Seeing the progress is, I think, what's benefiting me the most out of this, is the fact that I have seen over the last few years just how far I have come. It's literally mind-boggling to me, and I think that it's so important. That, and then having my own coach coaching me, every week, I think has been really good for me too. Like, just having that support system, having the team behind your back, belonging, back to the social inclusion needs that I've been talking about lately, it all benefits me in this big, large picture, and I just want to encourage you guys to try getting yourself into something like this. Whether it's a sport, whether it's a group, something like that. It is important, and to see your progress, to track it, all of that is insane. It really is, and I think it benefits so many aspects of your life, even if it's not something that you are genuinely that passionate about. It's just maybe something that you're kind of interested in. Like, I never thought I would end up on roller derby, especially like in this point of my life, but I am, and I can see the way that it's benefiting so many other aspects of my life, is why I encourage it. That being said, okay, point I was trying to get to, this is also not really relevant to what I was getting at, but I heard on this episode that I was listening to on the way back that if you victimize yourself and you say that somebody else hurt you because of XYZ reason, that they did this to you and they did that to you, if you're putting the blame, if you are putting the blame on somebody else for something they did, you are literally victimizing yourself. And predators, people who are not on your team, people who are trying to destroy you and take you out, they are going to hone into that and be like, oh, this person right here has a victim narrative, and I will gladly take the position of that blame because they don't care. If it gets them where they want to go, whatever their goal is, they do not care. Much like Derby. And I want us to realize this because it's true. It's very, very true. And I think what a really good way to outsource this is to put I into situations where we mess up, rather than blaming someone else. You could say, because of my mom, I have to deal with this and this and that, like disorders or whatever, or I have trauma because of my mom. I have attachment issues because of my mom. You can say, like, for an example, all those things, and blame her. Or you can say, or with an ex might be a better example, because childhood things are unfortunately, like, difficult to get out of. An ex, I understand that things happen, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice, You don't really choose your parents. It's unfortunate. So let's use the ex as a better example. Although I think we can also look at this with childhood examples too, how we should not hone into it and just, your childhood, who you were born to, is 100% not your choice. But you have 100% choice of changing your mindset about it. An ex, for an example. Say, like, you blame them for all the things that they did wrong to you. At the end of the day, you chose to be with them. You did. I'm sorry. You chose to be with them. I don't care if they were narcissistic or controlling or whatever they were. And I get it. It happens. People are manipulative. You fall into the trap. It's hard to get out. But you chose that. You did. On some level, you did. And on some level, you're not getting out. So you can blame them all you want. Or you could say, you know what? I made a bad mistake. I am aware of it. I'm fixing it. I am not tolerating that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I made a mistake, but I learned from it and I've moved on. That would scare a predator away. Somebody who's like, who doesn't say who says, my ex did this to me and my ex did that to me and I was a victim to it and I was just blah, 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 blah. And you just subscribe to this entire victim narrative. People are going to hone into that and knock you out. And as I say this, I think of a derby about how, people, like, they can spot a new player. So I just wanted to give you that little tidbit and see if you can apply that to your life at some point this week and see how that might help you. It's kind of, it's facing the ugly truth, but the ugly truth is a lot better than the ugly result on the other side, right? So let's hone into that and see if maybe we can change the way that people approach us by talking a little differently like that. Let's try it. We'll see where it goes. Let me know in the comments below next week if you tried it this week and and how it turned out for you. Also, in the meantime, check out my podcast, Make Waves, Mermaid Cassandra, available every place podcasts are found. Follow me on almost any social media platform at Make Waves Coach and also at Mermaid Cassandra. Subscribe to my YouTube, and all my links are linked below, by the way. If you are interested in a free discovery call, you can book one. The link is in the description below. I will see you guys soon. Go out there and make waves.